can we cannot hear you.
Tarjinto to Sudan number Jabasanja Jishiro Jabarat Jamandala, then Alana Mayanda was over Jinjuma Sanja, so the Tavana Shiro Jabarat Jama Rubajabanga, Namanga, Minya, Jabanga, Yamata Jabarchibanga, Punga Joro to show Mazuban and the Bachabacha, the Shiro Jabarat Jamanga, Matata, Omagata, the Paranga, the Parasanga, the Pote, so Sherebo, Jujusama, the Shiro Jabarat Chambasama, Java, and Jim the Tangas and the Lesson, the Jujusama, Pachara, so on to Tataja, the Vakorata. Hadamenda Lama in the desert, and the Chum, then they just Sombalang, but Tata, Omagata. Paranga the Parasanga the Pote, so Tata the Paranga the Parasanga the Pote, so Dada Mangataka the Paranga the Parasanga the Pote, so Dada Mangataka the Paranga the Parasanga the Pote, so Dada Mangataka the Paranga the Parasang. Bote so Namalama la Cha, the Los Angeles Cha, the Lochula Cha, the Logitula Cha, the Logitula Cha, the Jamala Cha, the Batajit, Chidamula, Jamachara Parajamata, Somaila, second Jabala, the jealous of Medivicho, the children of Patition to Taj, Jamachara Parajamata, Somaila, second Jabala, the jealous of Medivicho, Cheran Dobro Jujamaba, Jujua, Jujura, the Showa, George, Kanjet and Jetawa, Kapa Mamba, Bachaba, Batama, Bata, the Metro, so Vesanyamana Damba de la Chat, Lord, Jeretona, Jesuwa, the Medina, the Tower, the Battleship, Petra, Teja, the Tele, Show, or Mechuji, Jeparando, Susanja Punjamo. Rasa Jugungo, the Zaba, Lamana language, Tajato, Shijera, Shijameto, the Japanjamba, Sijilumba, the Punjabaco, Shijusu, the language, Temel, Satu Jingo. Madishi Jumbo, the Jezeva Kunji Jang Yamed, the Gore Jango, the sausage that you watch yellow to search, London watch yellow. Lantubas of watching yellow to search, Ovations of watching yellow to search, Jetta Pandala Masola chips, just and Jahada Lamazola chips, Jonas upon the Lamasolage. Tobeta watching yellow to search, Tushin watching yellow to search, the Bachi yellow to search, Chaja Chamber, Chajang, Mundo, sending yellow to Bachi yellow to search, Sanjakundo Savanamala, Kusongo Bacha. The men are not Rawanshabada, Sada Droban, Yamba, Jengelo. Okay, is Zoid is here or not? I cannot tell who's here now, right now. And I don't know how to make this. We have a new Zoom, and I'm really new, so I don't know. Miss Ngok, can you hear me?
Hello, Kempola.
Yeah.
Good morning. You need to assign me the interpreter for Spanish.
Oh, I didn't see you. Okay, so I make you co-host, yeah?
Yes, please.
Okay, then how I can make you into? English to
I don't see
Spanish.
the way to do it.
But
I can
there's
see
I don't know how to do this one. I put Miss Ngok there now, and when I add you, it said update. I don't know what that means. I think maybe Miss Ngok cannot.
I see you already assigned the interpreter function for the Vietnamese translator.
So I cannot add two, yeah.
You should be able to do so, because I see an English channel as well. Okay.
Okay, I put two. Okay, now so now I can speak continually and I don't have to stop. Oh, I cannot hear you now. I put you there. Okay, so tonight we have this new technology. We are continuing on the book Pomodoros Stage of the Path. And I was actually telling some people this specially called the Lamrim, which is wrote by Adisha. And Adisha is really specially, he divided into the three capacity beings. And one of the professors said, I think he wrote that particular idea in Indonesia. So right now I'm in Indonesia. So I think this is so originally Adisha wrote called the Lamb of the Path. So some professors say particularly that idea of the kibusum in Tibetan is later this become a really a well-known term of in the Tibetan Buddhism called the kibusum. As a three different type of beings, three different capacity. Like in the Sanskrit, it's called the Purush, and which is literally meaning is it become capacity. So Khenje Rinpoche in the jewel ornament translate as a capacity. Lesser capacity, mediocre capacity, supreme capacities. So that is idea is found, some professors saying is in Indonesia. So based on that, Adisha wrote this called the Lamb of the Path. So that is the original of the Lamrim in Tibet. Then secondary, because when Gampopa was receiving teaching from the Kadamba master, and he made himself put a note, the jewel ornament. So he wrote actually based on the Kadamba master's teaching jewel ornament. So then this Pomodoros one is, I can say, third generation wrote the Lamrim, So if you combination of the jewel ornament and Lamb of the Path and the Pomodoros, this stage of the path, these three together, it become a really complete meaning. So certain things you cannot find in the Lamb of the Path will find in the jewel ornament. Certain things that not find in the jewel ornament will find in this text. So I think, so that way those three combination I think become basically all the Mahayana path complete. And jewel ornament and this text is a little bit different is when it comes to the action bodhicitta. Action bodhicitta, there's a two kind of bodhicitta, aspiration bodhicitta and action bodhicitta. Training of the aspiration bodhicitta as a jewel ornament and this text is exactly the same, not different. But when come to the aspiration bodhicitta, action bodhicitta, sorry. When it comes to the action bodhicitta, then training is a little bit different. What is different is in the jewel ornament, training of the action bodhicitta is describing as three three trainings: training of the morality, training of the samadhi, training of the wisdom. So based on the three training, mainly emphasizing really detailed emphasis on the six paramita in the Kamboba. But in this text, the action bodhicitta, trainer of the action bodhicitta is describing as a three morality. It's inside is the same. In the jewel ornament, main structure of the body is a three training of the action bodhicitta. And in this text, main structure of the body is a three discipline, three morality. So that other than that, but the inside basic practice is the same. So we already talked about the morality, moral discipline of the restraint. Restraint means that what should you give up? What should you discipline? You have to restrain certain things. Why we have to restrain? People may think, I don't want to restrain. I don't want to be, controlled by someone's idea. People want to be freedom. But the restraint is a necessity for us, especially samsaric beings. Why? Because we have a really bad habit. That habit is not from this life. From the beginningless life, we built that habit. That habit is so old that it become a normal. It's a kind of normalcy. Certain people have a habit. That habit is they have done whole life, so it become some kind of normal. Like why to speak, why to walk, why to talk, why to there's so many ways. Each person have their own habit, and that habit have been so long that it become a normal. We couldn't recognize that as a mistake lots of time. Some people like to talk really loud. Some people like to talk really quiet. Some people like to talk so fast. Some people like to talk so slow. It's a habit. But for that person particular, whatever when he or she is speaking slowly, it is normal. But other person who are especially busy people, annoying. When you try to take so long to explain something that's the easy way to can explain, and it becomes annoying. But when that person is becoming just because of the habit, it's normalcy. Same way, many things in our life, it becomes some kind of normalcy. So we have to restrain from that normalcy to, get rid of those bad habits. So that way, it's a necessary of a training of the discipline. We have to discipline because our mind is we call the monkey mind, or our mind is like a child, absolutely like a child, so spoiled. So it needs a really strong discipline. So that is the first training of the action bodhicitta. We already finished. Then discipline alone not good enough. Accomplishing something, you need support of the good merit. Without the good merit support, intelligence alone cannot accomplish. Some people think only education make you successful. Education alone cannot make you successful in this life. It's a mundane way or super mundane way. So wisdom alone cannot make you enlightenment. Need the support of the merit. So that is that way. Second is called the discipline, moral discipline of a gathering virtuous quality. So you have to accumulate virtues. You have to gather much as you can.
And for Vietnamese, it's need time, I think, to translate. The Vietnamese need the time to translate.
They have to translate direct. Ms. Ngong, I think you have to translate direct because I cannot hear you. Now on this, you have to translate direct. So I don't know how to, I have to stop or what I have to do. Because when you talk, I cannot hear you. Because we put this, group. So Zoid and Ms. Ngong, when you talk, I cannot hear you. So I have to keep talking and you have to keep translating, something like that. Okay, so accumulation of merit. Like I think also in the Vajrayana, when you practice in the deity, we call the Nintu. It's called the Tibetan word called Nintu. Nintu means the Nyemba. Nyemba means that we recite the mantra, we offering all the ritual is called the Nyemba, which means the approach. You are approaching to the deity. So for that, you need a great accumulation merit. So that way, every sadhana, you can see some degree of offering. Even just Argambade, a short one, there's some kind of offering. So through that offering too, you can accumulate to approach the deities. So that way need merit. Without the merit, cannot reach state of the nirvana. So in the also mundane life, even the mundane life, no matter how hard you work, no matter how smart you are, no matter how many degrees you have, if you don't have a good merit, never become a successful. So mundane way or super mundane way, either way, you need the support of a merit to succeed in something. So once you reach that approach or nyemba in Tibetan, then accomplishment comes. So tuba, nidu in the Tibetan word. So nyemba means the approaching and tuba means the accomplishment. So now, like right now, you recite some mantra, and that mantra have a lot of power, lots of quality of the mantra, lots of powers. But by your reciting the mantra, you cannot show that power. Like many people love to recite in the Zambala mantra because they think that Zambala will make you immediately wealthy. No matter how much you recite the Zambala mantra, if you don't have a merit to support the recipient of Zambala's help, Zambala cannot do anything. So like when rain from the sky, you need the pot to hold the water. If there's you didn't put the pot. When rain is stopped, all the water is gone. So same way, when you want to receive something CD from the deity, you need the vessel. The vessel is your merit. So that way, it's necessary to gathering the accumulation of merit for the anyone. So this is particularly, in Latin path. It's necessary. So Bodhisattva have to be gathering the virtuous qualities. And so this equivalent of this 6 paramita, here there are the 10 points. So the based on the how to you can accumulate virtues is a practice of the 6 paramita. So based on the topic of the 6 paramita, there's a 10 point, how to practice the 6 paramita. So nature, word meaning, sometimes called the definition, contemplation, characteristic, subdivision, teaching on the excellent and the key point, distinction, result, definite number, and definite order. So this is a 10 way to explaining the what is the or how to practice the 6 paramita. So first is called the nature. Concerning the nature of the generosity. So what does the generosity mean? Lots of people talk about the practice of the generosity. What does really generosity means? So a definition of generosity means, said ornament of the Sudra. In the jewel ornament, they always translate as an ornament of the Mahayana Sutra, but in this text, they always translate as an ornament of the Sutra section. Those are the same. Okay, ornament of the Mahayana Sutra says, to give things, and this means to give recipient whatever they desire. So, like what they're wishing, you're giving to them what they're wishing. You're not giving to them what they don't want. You're not allowed to give that one. So what they're wishing, what they need, you have to give. Concerning the nature of moral discipline of the engaging the conduct of the Bodhisattva says. So now it's a moral discipline. Second one, second paramita. After the generosity is a moral discipline. The attain of the mind that abandoning non-virtue is called the paramita moral discipline. So this is here, quote, said, abandoning is important. Like some people naturally couldn't eat the meat because they have a health issue. That person cannot have a vow of being vegetarian. So discipline means you can enjoy something, but it's not good. So you abandon that, you give it up, you sacrifice. That is what it means, the morality mean. You have to sacrifice something that is you can enjoy, but you're not enjoying because of the related to your practice, spiritual practice. So that way, like cow cannot have a vow of being vegetarian. If cow can have a being vow of vegetarian, then tree can have that vow, house have that vow, water have that vow, every phenomena have that vow. Then that means that all phenomena can accumulate the merit. That's impossible. So moral discipline means that you have to abandon something that you can enjoy, but it's not good for your spiritual path. So that way you have to let go. You have to discipline yourself. So that one. So that we call the paramita of the moral disciplines. This means that give up everything which is contradictory to the proclaimed vow of a Bodhisattva. So you have to give up something. Give up. So anything, especially here, because it's related to the Bodhisattva vow, anything is a contradictory on the Bodhisattva vow, you have to give up. Like, for example, eating meat. Most people enjoy the eating meat. That's a really enjoyable, tastes really good, delicious, good for your health, and so and so. But it harms other sentient beings. So Bodhisattva cannot harm other sentient beings. So that way you have to abandon something that is not good for you. If continually doing that one, then you harm sentient beings. Once you harm sentient beings, then you losing your bodhicitta. So that way, moral ethic means that abandoning something that you can enjoy. Concerning the nature of the patience, from the same text as the Bodhisattva conduct, Shantideva said, be merely vanquishing the mind of anger. So patient means that you are, your anger, controlling your anger issue. Being patient means. I think there's a two things. When somebody harm you, you get angry. Yeah, so you have to be give up that anger. But when somebody is stupidity and make mistake, it makes you frustrated. From that frustrated, then you have to discipline them. So that way, Buddha manifests as a wrathful form. So that way, that is not is not called a being patient when you don't say anything. When people make a mistake, you just keep it quiet. You do not discipline or them. It's not become a patience. So patient means that something related to something that make you angry because of the harm, directly harm to you, and so that controlling that anger is called the patient. Concerning the nature of the diligence, is the ornament of the Sutra section. Mayana Sutra says the complete delight in the virtue. You have to build the enjoying on the virtue. Just put the effort is not become a diligent. Fisherman put lots of effort, butcher put lots of effort, soldier put lots of effort. That not become diligent. So in this Bodhisattva practice of the diligent, is have to be something virtuous. So you have to be delight in the virtuous action. So that is what is diligent mean. So said the meaning of the delight in the gathering virtue for the sake of attaining the ultimate enlightenment. So that is when. Concerning the nature of the undistracted mind, the mind can abide in the one-pointedly. So one-pointedly is an ornament of the Mahayana Sutra says, the mind abiding inside. So this is it. You have to know what is mean the inside. Lots of people saying is a meditation mean the inside. Yeah. What it mean that normally our mind is really busy with the door. Always go out through the doors. Door of eye, door of ear, door of nose, door of a mouth, door of a body. Always exit. Never stay. So when close those all doors, then what happened as a mind is stay inside. Not distracted by the sight, not distracted by the sound, not distracted by the smell, not distracted by the taste, not distracted by the touch, not distracted by the phenomena of the thought. So that is what means the inside. So that is what the meditation mean, But when your mind is inside, there needs also luminosity of awareness. If your mind is you think that staying inside is good enough, then sleeping is good enough too. Sleeping is not meditation. Sleeping is ignorance. Even not sleeping, if your mind is really totally kind of blind, nothing aware, it's also ignorance. So mind have to inside mean the not distracted by those sense of pleasure. Sense, not distracted, not active through the sense, but at the same time awareness, with awareness of inside. Otherwise, if you don't have awareness, you don't know your mind's inside or not. You know, so that way have to be inside. That is a mind abiding inside. That means the virtuous mind abide within the whatever thought, virtuous thought. Concerning the nature of the discriminating awareness from the same text, mentally discriminate all knowing the perfectly correct manner. So discriminate wisdom means you have to know what they are, what it is. You know, you have to know tree as a tree. You have to know water as a water. You have to know fire as a fire with their characteristic. So knowing perfectly, that is knowable in the perfectly correct manner, or it means that knowable means the phenomena recognizing unmistakably, you know. So that is it. Like when nighttime you go out, you see rope, you may mistakenly think that is a snake. So that is a you not discriminate, because this is a rope, it's not snake. So we're mistaking. So that is a samsara being. We have this issue of not knowable things, not knowing perfectly. It means the correctly. So we not recognizing rope as a rope. We think that is a snake. Then they build from there to fears. Or because of the possessing the discriminated awareness to know reality it is. This means either to discriminating things knowable without erring. So that is a knowing as it is, mean the all the reality of phenomena knowing as it is without the mistakenly. Or to know the true nature of reality. So there's a two kind of. So this is talking about the knowledge about wisdom, mean the knowledge about the true truth, relative truth, as a reality as it is talking about the relative truth. Then the know the true nature of a reality is talking about the absolute truth. So these two, knowing of those two truths, as also can call the wisdom. The word meaning, it means the definition. Concerning word meaning of the ornament of the Sutra session said, because of rate of the property, so generosity get rid of being property, being poor. Because lead the attainment, the coolness. So why is a morality is called the coolness? Because our mind is heated by the afflictive emotion, anger, hatred, jealousy, that kind of. So by morality, it cool down. You know, mind is relaxed, calm that way. Because of the enduring anger, so reducing anger, because of the application of the supreme, it means that, you know, delightfully engaging on the virtuous action that we call the application of the supreme. Because of the taking hold of mind, it means the mind resting inside. And because of the know the true reality, these are the explanation. So definition of the six parameters is this one. Now, according to this quote, what rate of property is generosity, what being about coolness, because of the indoor with the all you will be free from severe affliction due to the object. So due to the object, mean the like a phenomena appearing at the front of you, sound, smell, taste. So we have an attachment because we like. We have an aversion because we don't like. Because we have an ignorance because we mutual feeling with that phenomena of sound, smell, taste, whatever appearance. So free from that heat of a conceptual thought. So that way is called a coolness. Then characteristic is a morality, discipline. That's a morality that by which you endure the hostility of others. Because your mind is a discipline and you're not going to be suffering by the outer phenomena. So we have this lots of suffering, because of the attachment, because of the hatred, because of the ignorance, based on the projection of the phenomena, we suffer. But when you discipline, then you don't have to go through those suffering. So you have a mutual feeling of not attachment, no aversion, no anger, no jealousy. So that way you're calm. That is what is coolness mean. The patient, that is the thought which you applied yourself to the most excellent, because it is a make you engaging in the virtues as a diligence. Okay, so that is a patient and sorry. That by which you endure the hostility. Hostility means the anger, of the others is a patience. That thought which is you apply yourself and most excellent, because it is make you engaging in the virtue, in the diligence, is the way that's called the perseverance. To hold the mind inside, as I earlier mentioned, what is inside mean? Deep meditative concentration, that by which you know the ultimate reality, discriminating wisdom. So here is in the Buddhism, what does the wisdom mean? Really Buddhism wisdom means the non-duality. Why it's really important, the non-duality as a wisdom because first of all, we're in the samsara because of the dualistic conceptual. That dualistic conceptual creating the emotion. That emotion engaging on the karma. That karma created the suffering. That is we circle in the samsara continually. So all the source is the dualistic. If we don't have a dualistic, we don't have this emotion. We don't have emotion, we don't have we not created a bad karma. If we will not create the bad karma, we will not suffer. So in the Buddhism, what we're searching, most important is we're searching as a wisdom. So the Buddha always said, light your own lamp. What we lighting the lamp of the awareness is the non-duality wisdom that we are lighting. So that way here saying is a discriminative wisdom. Is as a ultimate reality is the non-duality discriminative wisdom. That is wisdom. Okay. Contemplations. Concerning contemplation from the ornament of the Mahayana Sutra session said, constantly keep the paramita in a mind accordingly. So the contemplation means that you have to have those apply in your mind stream with the mindfulnessly. In this according here in the practice of the sixth paramita, mindfulness means that you're not forgetting what is the sixth paramita. You're not forgetting how to practice the sixth paramita. You're not forgetting how to practice correctly without making mistake. So those all is a part of the mindfulness. So that way, that is what is meant the contemplate. Some people may think contemplate means just close eyes and just shut, thinking something. So just not forsaking, not forgetting. Those all meaning. This has 4 points. Contemplation of the aspiration, whereby you inspire to actually the quality explained in the all of the Paramita Sutra collection. So you have to remember first how to aspire on this essay, you have to remember the quality of what is the quality of the practice of the 6 paramita. That first. Second, contemplation of the actual test of the experience, which is to recollect the quality of the paramita based on the actual knowledge of those qualities. So you have to experience through your own practice. That was second one. Then third one is a contemplation of the rejoicing in the virtues. What is a rejoicing virtue mean? Which is the rejoice of the generosity and so on, the all sentient being in the universe who practice this virtue in the past, present, and futures. So you have to rejoice in not just only, contemplate what you do, not just only contemplate, practice part of what you can do, but also same time is you have to rejoice what other have done, what other doing, what other will do. You have to rejoice them. So that is a rejoice mean the others' merit. And contemplation of the genuine joy. So genuine overjoy sometimes is called to be overly joy. So it's kind of like a genuine joy, mean the to be overly joy, which is the feed instant joy, that is a thought that the future you will be all other sentient being will practice and paramita on the even the greater extent than now. So this is mostly is a future. What you're going to do on the 6th paramita, you need joy. So this 4 point, what is mean the contemplation, or called the recollecting the quality of the 6th paramita. 1, knowledge, experiencing the quality. So 2, rejoicing that practice of 6 paramitas. 3, and genuine joy or to overly joy as the 4. So contemplating on these 4 is that way is called the contemplations. Then characteristic, the ornament of the Mahayana Sutra said, generosity, what is the opposite of the exhausted? Is the endowed with the non-conceptual wisdom. So there's a few of them. What is the exhausted of the opposite exhausted? It means that what is the opposite of the generosity? As a stinginess, so and so. And to endow with the non-conceptual wisdom, not just only, exhaust of the stinginess, also support of the non-conceptual wisdom to bring about a complete fulfill of the wishes. It means that whatever people wishing you, according to the wishing, fulfill, and bring being to be spiritual maturity in these 3 ways. So what is the spiritual maturity in 3 ways? As earlier I mentioned, Adisha divided the beings are 3 different type of a practitioner. It's called the 3 capacities. So some are karmically connected to the Sharvaka vehicles. So they are matured by through the Sharvaka vehicles. Some are karmically connected to the Pardigya Buddhist vehicles. So they're maturing through the Pardigya Buddhist vehicles. And some are karmically connected to the Bodhisattva vehicles. So through the Mahayana teaching maturing. So each one have their own karmically connection according to their karmic connection or according to their aspiration. Then Bodhisattva benefits sentient beings. You cannot say, oh, because since you are Mahayana practitioner, Bodhisattva, every sentient being have to practice the Mahayana. That's not fair. So each one have their own qualities. Like even like in the when we go look this Tibetan Buddhism, for example, Tibetan Buddhism, we have a Sajja, we have a Gilu, we have a Nima, we have a Kaju. Each one have their own qualities. Some they are more suitable with the Giluba traditions, like a debating or that kind of a scholarly, they are more suitable with this kind of teachings, this kind of way to more helpful. But some people, that kind of ideology or that kind of a tradition can distract their mind. Then they need really quiet instruction like a Kajuba tradition. So each one have their own qualities. And whatever people interesting, whatever benefited for them, according to that, then you give the teachings. That is the best teacher. If you try to make everyone is what you believe, then it's not skillful Bodhisattva. Because a skillful Bodhisattva, they will guide beings according to their desire, according to their wish, according to their karmic connection. That way they said, being to spiritual maturity in 3 ways. It means that each one have their own, can say karmic connection or capacity. According to whatever their capacity, you have to mature them. You have to liberate them. So some are more suitable to, some people are more suitable to the Hinayana practice. So for them, give the Hinayana teachings, guide through the Hinayana practice. Some people more suitable to the Mahayana teachings, give them the Mahayana teachings, guide them through the Mahayana teachings and mature them. And some people more suitable to the Vajrayana. So according to their mental disposition, you have to guide them. That is a way. It's called the spiritual maturity in the 3 ways. Mean the Sharvaka way, vehicle way, Partigya Buddhist vehicle way, and a Mahayana Buddhist vehicle way. This apply the same manner of all the paramita and the discriminating awareness. So there's the same with the right now is talking about the generosity. Same thing is what is the moral ethic? What is the patience? What is the perseverance? What is the mental concentration? What is the wisdom? So with the same, this 4 quality you have to express. Now here's the 6 paramita Bodhisattva have 4 characteristics. Whatever is the opposite of them has been eliminated. So that's now is try to go detailed. So what you eliminating? First, you have to eliminate first one from this. Now it's a commentary on the quote of the Ornamental Mahayana Sutra. Said opposite is exhausted. What is the exhausting? Is it whatever is the opposite of them has been eliminated. Because the miser line is a miser line with the stinginess. That is the opposite of the generosity. Impure moral discipline means the opposite of the morality. immoral. Or that is what mean. Anger is the opposite of the patient. Sloth or laziness is the opposite of the diligent. Mental wandering means the mind is busy, going out with a sound, smell, taste, touch, form, that kind of so wandering. That is a opposite of the method absorption. And faulty discriminating awareness. Faulty discriminating awareness, as earlier I mentioned, when you misunderstood a rope as a snake, that is the faulty discriminating awareness. Your awareness, you're aware of, oh, there's a snake, but it's faulty because there's no snake. There's only rope. Okay, so that is the opposite of the discriminating wisdom. So you have to eliminate all these 6 that is becoming opposite of the 6 paramitas. So they have to abandon it. So 1, they are endowed with the non-conceptual wisdoms because the non-self or non-self of a phenomena individual has been realized. So this is not really talking about the no self of the phenomena or no self of the individuals. They're basically talking about the recognizing of the empty nature. If you practice the generosity without the indoor of the what called non-conceptual wisdom, without the indoor non-conceptual wisdom, practice of the 6 paramita is not become a paramita, perfection, transcended, because only give you the mundane benefit. So that is different. Like a generosity, generally generous through the practice of generosity only give you mundane richness, wealth. But generosity practice with the non-conceptual wisdom of emptiness, then which is give you liberation. So that way, all those 6 paramita must supported by the non-conceptual wisdom of emptiness, because the so that way is necessary. That is distinguishing in the Buddhism and non-Buddhism's practice. That wisdom, non-conceptual wisdom, awareness, that makes the difference. You can meditate the, you can meditate the samadhi, meditate concentration. Meditation alone cannot give you nirvana if it is not supported by emptiness. So it's a necessity of indoor with the non-conceptual wisdom. 2, they bring about the complete fulfill of all the wish, because they give other whatever they wish, keep a body, speech, restrain toward other and cause no harm, are patient with those who those that harm one, help other, are contained and harmony of and cut all doubt. So 3rd one basically saying is a fulfill. Bodhisattva, when you're practicing the 6 paramita, you are basically is a helping beings, other sentient beings. So whatever they are, wishing, you have to fulfill their wish. That is what is Bodhisattva practice mean. So that way, that is the main point, is you have to fulfill others' wish. So how do you can fulfill other wishes? By first is you have to restrain yourself harming them. Then you can help them. So that's the 3. They perfectly bring about the spiritual maturation of the being in 3 ways. That's the earlier mentioned. And because after the attracting them through the generosity and so on, they connect being with the 3 vehicles according to their karmic as up to it. I don't know how to say this one. APTITUDE.
Aptitude.
Attitude, aptitude, something like that.
Aptitude.
Aptitude, okay. So basically talking about the karmic connection. Lots of people said, oh, my karmic connection, this is my karmic connection. So, so according to our karma, we will meet with the certain vehicles. So according to that, so if we don't have the karmic connection with the Mahayana, no matter how much teaching give you, sometimes it's not necessarily helpful. So Bodhisattva, when they liberated sentient beings, they need a skill that know what mental disposition of that recipients, which vehicle is suitable to that recipients. So that way, teacher have to know the student, and not just only student have to know the teacher. Teacher have to know the student, so that way teacher can guide the perfect, correct way to according to their mental position. Now has a 2-point subdivisions. It has a 2-point subdivision, prepare, grouping, proper and grouping. Actually, I think this can say subdivision. Actually, classification and concluding summary. So there's a 2. Actually, classification and concluding summary. I think this translation mistake, or maybe my understanding is a mistake. I don't know. So it better translate as actually classification and concluding summary. It's better, I think. So subdivision, they are 3 points of the generosity: giving dharma, giving material things, and giving fearlessness. First, giving dharma. If you read the jewel ornament, the Gampopa said, when you give in dharma, don't give immediately. Whoever asking, don't give immediately. First, you have to make sure, and you must say, I don't know much. But someone told me in the West, you cannot say that one. If you say to people, I don't know, then they take literally. Then you are not knowing one. So I don't know. I mean, then also now it's like we are really competition with what call this marketing, dharma marketing. There's a huge this scale of a need, a great scale of a marketing. Can say. So that is not really work. What Gampopa said now. So we have to say, I'm sorry, Gampopa, I cannot listen for you this. If I go to with other people, whatever they do, it's too old-fashioned. I cannot follow you. But if you want to practice truly Dharma, then you must do that one. So, you just don't give the immediately, whoever asks you. What saying is why I have to do that one? So pausing, pausing is because you have to know that person. What kind of teaching is suitable to that person? then it benefits. If that person is not really suitable to the such high teaching and you try to give them, it's not going to benefit for them. So you have to know that person first. So immediately cannot accept immediately, yes, I will give you teaching this and that, or I will, you cannot do that one. You have to take time, try to know that person, and try to understand that his or her mental capacity. And according to that mental capacity, then you should give the teachings. Once you start giving teaching, give fully without the stingy. Then you have a big responsibility of guiding them. So that is giving the Dharma. And second one is giving the materials. So this one is I have to be careful giving the materials. First, you have to know that what is the pure, what is the impure. Like in the jewel ornament, you can see there's impure motivation, impure material, impure receiving, and impure attitude. Impure motivation means that if you give in something or for intention is a want to harm them, then that is impure motivation. Even you giving something that's good, it's become a bad giving. So it's impure. So that way, make sure pure motivation. What is the pure motivation? Is the altruistic motivation. You giving for benefit for them, not for you. Second one is the impure materials. Impure material is basically that material can harm other sentient beings, like weapons, like poisons. So if somebody have a diabetes, if you give them chocolate, it's impure material. Yeah. So shouldn't give something that material is can harmful other sentient beings, or that material is accumulate through the negative way. Then that is become impure materials. And impure recipients. Impure recipient is if they have already, you don't need to give them. So that way. And also, impure recipient means that sometimes some sentient beings will ask you certain things that they don't need. So those are impure recipients. And impure attitude means that you giving with the arrogantly, you giving with the with the shouting, with the disrespectfully. So that's impure attitude. So you have to avoid all those impure things. So then you have to give the pure materials. Pure material means that the material is accumulated according to the Dharma. So if you receive something as a wrongly livelihood material and you try to give to someone, it's impure material because that material is come from the negative way. So so have to be pure material. Pure material is whatever you have, you accumulate that through according to the Dharma. It's right now it's common, it's a mundane modern way you can say that whatever you have the money is legal, not illegal, because long as it become illegal, it's become impure material. So those are, you have to know, right things. So that is a detail you should learn from the jewel ornament. Then the third one is a generosity of the fearlessness. It means the protected from the fears. There are so many different type of fears. Our fear is increasing more and more. I think every year, genuinely, people's fear is becoming kind of like a more and more, can say strong, or our fear is increasing. So there are so many different type of fears. Some have a fear of not having enough food. Some have a fear of not having enough protection. Some have a fear of not having enough, health. So there's a health-wise fears, protection-wise fears, property-wise fears. So many fears. So you have to protect them. All these kind of fears. That's what's called the giving the fearlessness. Okay, so this is the three kind of a practice of generosity: giving dharma, 1; giving material, 2; giving fearlessness, 3. 3 point of the moral discipline of the vow, moral discipline of the gathering the virtue, moral discipline of the being about the benefit of other beings. Benefit of beings. So this is 3 moral disciplines, which is actually main subject on here. So that way we now need to discuss on this to detail. The 3 point of the being patience. Patient of the taking no offense with those who cause harm. Patient of the reality, taking the suffering upon the oneself, and the patient of endure the definite realization of the true nature of the phenomena. So there's a 3 way to you have the patient. It's called the patient of the feeling ease toward to the someone's harmful. That is the first one. So when somebody is harming you, you have to feeling of ease toward to that particular. It means that no matter how other treat you, no matter what obstacle comes, no matter what other try to harm you, you're not giving up your dharma. Lots of time we interested in the dharma, but because of the some incident, you will give up. That incident is related to the someone's behaviors. There are lots of, so that way we need the patient. What kind of patient is called the patient of the feeling ease toward someone's harmful. That's the first one. Here said the patient of the taking no offense is the same with those who cause harm. Second one is said the patient of the reality, taking suffering upon oneself. In the patient of the accepting suffering, it means that then you have to learn how to accept the suffering, because anything you want to achieve the goal, nothing comes easily, mundane way or super mundane way. If we think, oh, everything is a kind of like a miracle way to accomplish that one, that there's nothing miracle. So that reason Buddha never showed the miracle. Actually, Buddha always said, don't talk about the miracle. Don't, play the miracle. Because nothing can accomplishing through the miracle. Everything we have to go through the hardship. For that, you need the patience. Lots of people wishing hoping miraculously something can happen. There's nothing going to happen miraculously. There are no such things as miraculously something happen, without the cause and condition involved. So that way we have to be being patient of accepting the sufferings. It means suffering means the hardship. Becoming Buddha, or can say practicing Dharma, is not come easily. So it's difficult. That one. Then the third one said patient of the indro, the definitive realization of the true nature of phenomena. In the Jewel ornament said patient of the understand the nature of the Dharma. Understand the nature of the Dharma need a great patience. It's not easy to accept things. That make you fierce. Lots of ways. So that reason, Buddha also didn't give the teaching of the Pancharaparamita directly, immediately after people who come to him. So first he matured them through the teaching of the Four Noble Truth. When somebody who understands the Four Noble Truth correctly, profoundly, then that person is qualified to can receive the teaching on the what called the Pancharaparamita, which is the emptiness. So because that person can have the patience of the nature of the Dharma. So this is the three patience. 3 points of the diligence are more like a diligence. It means that no matter what happened, you're not giving up. Like you wear the armor. Armor, when the weapon hit you, it not harm you. They protect you. So same way, no matter what circumstance comes, you're not giving up. That's that kind of diligence. The diligence of the application means that you have to also put on the effort to application of the practice. And diligent never regarding as enough. It means that sometimes we have this idea of, oh, I'm done my daily practice. Like morning you do some practice, they said, I'm done my practice for today. We try to make the limitation of that is my limitation of practice done. There's no really done until we become a Buddhahood. We cannot make it just doing some. So same thing as sometimes people do the 100,000 prostration. Said I'm done my Ngonto. Because your number is reached, it doesn't mean that you have done that one. You have to do the without the feel of enough continually. That is what is mean that regarding, never regarding it as enough. There are said to be 3 kinds of a meditative consultation with the thought, course, comprehension, and investigation, find, analyze. Without the thought, mainly with the investigation, and neither the thought of a non-investigation. So, person who practice in the meditative consultation, that person have to know about the force of desire, sense, pleasure. So that's how to knowing of the force of the sense pleasure is called the thought. Then not just only that stop sense pleasure is not good enough. There's a second one is called the analyzing. So this is actually antidote of destruction. Thought and analyze. Thought as a gross, analyze as a subtle. In the Tibetan word called the tokpa and jepa. One is a grossly like a bigger picture of a antidote. Use the antidote as abandoning the being attached of the sense pleasure. Then analyzing is a subtle way. Subtle way, use the antidote of the being attachment. Then once you with this support of this two, investigation and analyzing, then you will reach to the neither thought and nor investigation. That means then you don't need any more antidote of the sense pleasure. Without the effort of the sense pleasure's antidote, you come naturally. Like you can see the 9 way of meditative consultations. Certain point, all those 5 senses are finished. I think number 6 or there's somewhere there's a 5 senses are finished. No longer 5 senses there. So then you don't have that you don't need, once you don't have the 5 sense obscuration or 5 sense problem attachment, then you don't need antidote of those 5 sense. So that is a neither thought and investigation. So that way, then monk is just sitting on the elephant. You see that in the 7 picture of a 9 way of a meditation. The mind is just monk is relaxing on the elephant. That is how resting our mind. So at that time, you don't need a thought, you don't need to analyze, you don't need investigation. So once your mind is free from sense pleasure, so until your mind is longest your mind have a attachment on the sense pleasure, then you need this thought and investigation and analyze. These two need. Once your mind is free from the conceptual thought of the sense pleasure, of attachment on the sense pleasure, then you don't need this two. So that way, first they said, thought, comprehension on the investigation and fine analyze. So that one. Then the second one said, without the thought, mainly with the investigation. So what does it mean? You don't need the gross analyze, gross investigation on the on the sense pleasure, because only subtle one left. For that, no thought, but still that analyze, still the investigation still there. That then third stage, you even don't need that analyze one. So you are totally free from the investigation and analyzing of those thoughts. So that's that way meditative consultation is divided into 3. So this is showing as a way meditation. People want to learn the meditation. First step is what you have to learn the meditation is you have to know the force of samsara. So how you know the force of samsara is through the investigation. So if you don't know the force of samsara, your meditation is just relaxing. You like same as you drinking alcohol or taking those substance pills. Not going to help. So first step is you have to know the force of samsara. Through how do we know the false of samsara? Is through the investigation of a false of a sense pleasure. So then then slowly, we don't need to investigate on that. Only need the antidote, subtle antidote. That is the second one. No thought, but investigation is there, you know. So that way I said, without the thought, mainly with the investigation. It means the subtle antidote, not the gross one. Thought as a gross one, investigation as a subtle one. But then slowly, even you are free from that. So then, like your monk is sitting on the elephant, totally rest. At that time, there's no necessary of investigation or analyzing. Because if you still continually doing the investigation and analyzing, at that point, that become a distraction. Then not good also for the meditation. So it's a step. It's a have to follow with the step of the, you know, what is the first step, what is the second step, what is the third step for the meditation. Not just you know, sit down and close eyes and said, oh, I'm meditating. Then it's becoming bear, sleep in the winter. With the snoring meditation. Alternatively, there is a meditative concentration with the mental pleasure, with the bliss, and with the equanimity. It's called a meditative concentration. Have a you know, the same middle. Pleasure, bliss, and equanimity. That is a more like quality of the meditative concentration, I think. 3 points of the discriminated awareness: worldly, transcendent, and greatly transcendent discriminated awareness. So, what is the worldly discriminated awareness? Is all the knowledge like art, language, medicine, lots of those worldly, you know, necessary knowledge. This is becoming worldly wisdoms. So, which is the you know, sustaining our body, sustaining our life, certain things that knowledge help. You know, so that way, like a grammar, language, astrology, medicine, healing, those all is related to this body. So that way, it's called the mundane wisdom or worldly wisdoms. Then transcendent wisdom. Transcendent wisdom, there's a two. It's called the transcendent and greatly transcendent. So there's a called the Hinayana and Mahayana. Hinayana only have a realization of the selflessness of a self. In the Mahayana, more than that is a selflessness phenomena too. So that way, this super mundane wisdom have a two, you know, lesser and great. So that way he has a transcendent and greatly transcendent. Transcendent means the gone beyond the samsara. How to go beyond the samsara is through the realization of the selflessness. So selflessness have a two: selflessness of self and selflessness of the phenomena. Someone who only realizes the selflessness of the self is called the transcendent. and someone not just only a selflessness of self, also selflessness of a phenomena, then it's called the greatly transcended. Discriminated awareness. And alternatively, there is a discriminated awareness, hearing, reflecting, and meditating. So when it comes to the Dharma, according to the spiritual path, then discriminated wisdom divided into three. First is called the hearing. You have to hearing from someone's instruction. Somebody have to give you the teachings. So you have to learn from someone. That's called the hearing. Not just only hearing, you contemplate on that yourself. It means the second part is you have to analyze on that. Whatever you heard is a right or wrong. No. Whatever you heard is unmistaken or not. So that reason, Jidisumga said, even your guru's teaching, if that is a mistake, you have to correct that one. Atisha went to Indonesia to receive the Bodhisattva vow and training from the Silimba. But he didn't accept everything what Silimba gave him. When it comes to the view, actually Silimba have a little bit mistake on the view. So Atisha helped him to correcting that view without the mistake in it. So that is only we can gain that kind of a capacity is through the contemplation. This day we really become like a those robots. Whatever Guru said, just follow with that. We have become a robot. Robot that programmer, they program. Whatever the program, they do that one. Only do that limitation. You're in the kitchen, there's so many robots in your kitchen. They only do what program make there, so they are not flexible. So we become something like that in the Dharma too. So cannot be that way. So you have to learn how to contemplate on that whatever you heard. Because if that person say mistaking and you just follow that one, then it's your problem. Because even your guru, even said by your guru, if that's a mistake, it have to be mistake. And you have to fix as a mistake. You cannot say, this is my guru's word, nobody can touch. Jidisumga said, Guru's instruction is a contradictory with the Buddha's teaching, that is a mistaken view. So that reason, the second one is you have to reflecting, contemplate. So once you contemplate, then you have some confidence, some degree of confidence. Then you can put the meditation. Without the doubt, you can meditate. Then it's easy to have a realization. So that way, last one is I said meditating. Some distinguishing between the complete, obscure, discriminated awareness of a conventional plan and the unobscure, discriminated awareness of the ultimate plan. Non-duality, discriminated awareness that does not separate of this plan. So there's a three. Conventional truth, absolute truth, ultimate truth, and said non-dual wisdom. So there's a three. three-way also divided. So this is wisdom awareness. You can say this three-way. Okay. All 18 mean 6 paramita divided into 3, multiple by 3 is becoming 18. 6 times 3 is becoming 18. So all 18 of this have acting for the benefit of a being, not harming being, patient of the being, and suffering of the hardship, non-interruption through other activity with the joy, mental non-distractedness, knowing that everything is a emptiness and like magical illusion. So by each of these 6, which are the further subdivision into the 3, so 18, each have this 6. So what does this 6 mean? So last one, this one say, acting for the benefit of a being, 1, not harming beings, 2, patient of a being, the suffering of the hardship, 3, non-interruption through other activities. Non-interruption means that you practice generosity and doing something else. Stop that one. So that's 4. And with the joy, I think 4, mental non-distractedness, mentally non-distractedness. So non-distract. 5, and knowing that everything's emptiness like the magical illusion. 6. So this 18-1 is a 6. Multiple by 6, by each of 6, which are further subdivision 3, each have this 6, and the total is 108. So in the Vajrayana perspective, you can say why we have a mala 108. The mala 108, this is really nice, It's the 6 paramita. 6 paramita is a subdivision is 3, that way 16. Each 16 have a 6 subdivision. So that 16 times 6 is become 108. $16. 16 times 8, or I don't know then. Or 18. Sorry. See, 18 multiple 6. Yeah, 108. That's good. When one group, the 6 parameters, so this is now second is concluding the summary. 6 parameters, they are including with the 2 accumulations. Generosity, morality, discipline are within the accumulation of the merit. Discriminating awareness is within the accumulation of the wisdom. And the remaining 3 belong to the both accumulation. This is according to the Asangas, what called the ornament of the Mahayana Sutra. Ornament of the Mahayana Sutra, they divide it into the 2 accumulation as a first 2 as a accumulation of the merit, generosity, and morality. Last one is an accumulation of the wisdom. Then the middle three are support of the both, patience, perseverance, method of concentration. Those are support of the both. That is according to the ornament of the Mahayana Sutra. So that way divide into concluding or summarizing into the two accumulations. If they are infused with the discriminating awareness that has realized the emptiness, then the five are also including the accumulation of the wisdom. So we just mean that if you practice the generosity with the meditation of the emptiness, then even the generosity, it becomes an accumulation of the wisdom. So, for example, you are giving material, like any kind of materials, food. When you give that food with the free from three sphere, that is called with the emptiness, infused with the discriminated awareness. That is what is mean the infused with the discriminated awareness is you give the practice of generosity with the free from three spheres. Then same thing is a practice of the morality free from three spheres, practice of the patience free from three spheres. All those five paramita, it means the generosity to the method of concentration. If you infuse with the emptiness, then all become wisdom, including the sixth one, wisdom itself of the paramita, wisdom paramita. So all five mean the generosity, moral ethic, patience, perseverance, method of concentration. Those five also become a wisdom, accumulation of the wisdom. Lord Midriya said on the ornament of the Sutra sessions, generosity, morality, discipline, and through accumulation of merit, discriminating awareness, and accumulation of wisdom. And the three belong to the both. Three mean the patience, perseverance, and method of concentration. So belong to the both accumulation of merit and accumulation of wisdom. The five also be partake as an accumulation of the wisdom. So that's how to the all other five. It means the generosity through method of concentration. Those five, how to partake as an accumulation of wisdom is by practice of the with the emptiness, empty work or emptiness, or can say free from three spheres. Then they also become a part of the accumulation of wisdom. Lord Adisha hold that the division is a twofold, the five means and wisdom. Five mean the five method and wisdom. So this is mostly according to the Shantidevas, where Bodhisattva conduct. So Shantidevas where Bodhisattva conducts generosity, morality, ethic, patience, perseverance, and method of concentration are means or method, and wisdom is a wisdom. So that way there's two different wisdom. He said, all the conquerors have explained that paramita devoid of the paramita discrimination awareness, all the virtue quality of the generosity and so forth are means. So here, that way, paramita devoid of the paramita discrimination awareness as a wisdom, and all of virtuous quality as a, which means the generosity and so forth. Generosity, morality, patience, perseverance, method of concentration is talked about are means or method or now, teaching on the excellence as a key point has two sections. Concerning the excellence and itself, it said, generosity without the exception, expectations. So what is it? How become excellent generosity? Without the mistake, generosity is without any kind of expectation. You give fully. When we give in with the expectation, we're not giving fully because we are hoping something return, So that is the expectation. The moral discipline without the desire for rebirth in the ones of the higher realm within the samsaras. So that is the pure morality with the renunciation. If we practice a morality for want to reborn in the higher realms or the human realms, then it is not pure, it's not excellent. So moral ethic must be with the renunciations. Patient toward all beings, that you have to be taught to the every sentient beings, because we can be patient to the powerful one. Like you can be really patient with your guru, but you cannot be patient with someone is destitute one. You can be patient with the powerful one, but cannot be patient with the destitute one. You can be patient with someone more powerful than you, but you cannot be patient with someone is less powerful than you. So when being bodhisattva or patient means they have to be patient with everyone, including someone is less powerful than you. That way, saying toward all beings. Diligence that give rise to all the good quality leading to liberations. So that is what is diligent mean, that you put the effort to good quality. So that is bring us to the nirvana, for liberations. Likewise, the meditative concentration free of aiming of rebirth in the form realm, form and formless realms. If you are meditative concentration to hoping to reborn in the form realm or formless realm, then that is a mistake. So not excellent. So you have to be meditated. So how to that meditation is become a cause to go higher than form realm and formless realm is a meditative concentration supported by the emptiness and the compassion. Only that way can become can go to higher than the form and formless realm. Discriminated awareness indoor with the means. Now here, discriminated awareness need the support of the merit. If discriminated awareness is not supported by the merit, and it's not becoming excellent. So if you want to have an excellent discriminated awareness, need that discriminated awareness with the supported by the merit. That is becoming excellent. These are the 6 paramita which is satisfied, perfectly engaged. Concerning the key point of the ornament of Mahayana Sutra says, giving Dharma, pure moral discipline, attainment of the forbearance with the non-arising, diligent in the application of the Mahayana, abiding in the final 4th samadhi, indoor with the compassion. So here, compassion is talking about the bodhicitta. In here, compassion is not just general compassion. He is talking about the Mahayana compassion, which is the bodhicitta. And the supplicated supreme discriminated awareness are held to be foremost of the paramita by the wise. Giving Dharma unafflicted moral discipline, placing the noble one, patient in dawn of the non-arising of the phenomena, diligent in applying the Mahayana Dharma, and so forth, the samadhi in dawn with the immeasurable compassion. So see, this immeasurable compassion is to talk about the bodhicitta, and discriminating awareness that know the true reality. That's the most supreme of the 6 paramita. So within the 6 paramita, these are the supreme one. Okay, we'll stop here, I think, tonight. It's become a little bit too much since I was talking. So if you have a question, we can go through a little bit. If you don't have a question, then I can conclude here. Oh, sound is loud and bad. Oh, I think I'm too close, maybe. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. I cannot hear you. Thank you.
Gracias, Lama. Gracias, Olga. Estuvo excelente.
Okay. If you don't have any question, then I can conclude here.
Gracias, Lama. Gracias, Olga. Thank you.
Oh, de nada.
Thank you.
Chantur sem joy remboche manje banai che joy che bai nyam bai mem bai Kone kondo pe woro sho tada konde tam je tu sondo sabata yepe jewe zawat todo se je dan je nyundo lana memba yanda ba zobe janju rambo je to ba jo je shi je kunze kunje ju je tende ne la wonda de kon ba je be je tamba se she tu to san kompen sen jo je